okay? All right, this is the story of Jonah and the great big fish. And it's the kind of story that needs the help from the audience, and that includes you guys. The main character, of course, is Jonah. And you know, Jonah was a guy with a pretty big attitude problem. So in this story, whenever I say the name Jonah, I want you to go like this. Nah. Jonah. Yeah. Good. I think some of you have done that one before. Now, whenever I say the name of the city, Nineveh, I want you to go like this. Huh? Nineveh. No. Jonah. Yeah. Good. When I say the words great big fish, go. What? Great big fish. Nineveh. Great. Now when I say the Lord, the God of heaven, and all those words have to be said, I want you to go, ooh. The Lord, the God of heaven. Ooh. Nineveh. Very good. Last of all, we have to make a storm. So whenever I say the word storm or stormed, I want the kids to go like this. Woo! Let's go like that, okay? Storm. Right, so while they're making the wind noise, I want everybody over here to be the flashes of lightning. So whenever I say storm or stormed, you go flash, flash, storm. Flash, flash. Same goes for this side. Whenever I say storm, you stomp your feet and you go boom, boom, storm. All right, let's try it all together. Storm. All right, here's the story. A long time ago, there was a man by the name of Jonah. No, really, there was. And this Jonah was a prophet. That's somebody who listens to God and then tells other people what he or she hears. Well, one day, God spoke to our prophet friend and told him to get up and go to the city of Nineveh and say to them, I said, get up and go to the city of Nineveh, and I said, get up and go to the city and say to the people in that city, you people are really messing up. You've been doing all kinds of things that you shouldn't be doing, and we're not doing what you ought to be doing. If you people don't clean up your act, you're going to have to answer to me, the Lord, the God of heaven. Well, maybe you can guess what answer God heard from our friend Jonah. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what he heard. Our friend the prophet said, no way, I'm not preaching to those jerks in Nineveh. I said, I'm not preaching to them. They're not my kind of people. And with that, he went down to the sea. He got on board a ship, and he sailed in the exact opposite direction from where he was supposed to go. Well, I want you all to think for a minute about the Lord, the God of heaven. Yeah, God is a pretty big deal, all right. In fact, God is everywhere. So it was really silly to try to run away. And as soon as the boat got out to sea, God threw it right at it, a great big storm. And it stormed. And it stormed. And just when you thought it had to stop, it stormed some more. Finally, the sailors on board said, maybe there's somebody on this boat that's done something wrong, and that's what's causing this terrible weather. Well, it didn't take them long to figure out who it was. It was Jonah. Oh, yes, it was. And the sailors asked them, can you tell us why this is happening to us? Where do you come from, and what do you do? The prophet said to them, I am a Hebrew, and I worship the one who created both the sea and the dry land, for I worship the Lord, the God of heaven. Yeah, when the sailors heard that, they were pretty scared. They said, what do we got to do to make the ocean calm down? And our prophet friend said, you must throw me overboard. Well, the sailors didn't want to do that. So instead, they tried to row the boat back to land. But the sea got rougher and rougher, and the wind blew harder and harder, and the waves got bigger and bigger, until finally they had to pick up the prophet and throw him overboard. And as soon as they did, the storm stopped. Do you think that was the end of Jonah? No. Yeah, you're right again. Even though our friend was out on the ocean, God gave an order, and the prophet was swallowed up by a great big fish. For 3 days and 3 nights he was inside the belly of that beast, until at last, in his great affliction, his spirit cried out within him, and he spoke unto the Lord, saying unto him, please, God, get me out of this great big fish. So the Lord spoke again, and the mouth opened on that great big fish, and the prophet popped out onto the shore. Well, our friend knew what he had to do, so he went straight to the city of Nineveh. Yes, he did. And he said to them, "You people have 40 days to shape up, or this city will be destroyed." And you know what happened to them? When the people in the city heard what the prophet said, they believed him, and they stopped doing bad things, and they asked God for forgiveness. And as soon as they did that, God forgave them. And you know what our friend the prophet said when he saw that? He said, "Oh, God, why'd you go and do that for? That's just like you. You're always forgiving people. I was kind of hoping I'd get to see you trash the whole place." And God said, "My friend, I know this city is filled with people who don't know their right hands from their left, but they're still my children, just as you are. And they will always belong to me, the Lord, the God of heaven." And that is the story of how Nineveh was saved by Jonah, because the Lord, the God of heaven, sent Jonah to Nineveh, even though the Lord, the God of heaven, had to convince Jonah with a great big fish and a storm, a really big storm, a really, really big storm, and that is the end of the story. Let us...